Thank you for taking this moment to breathe and to listen to what can change your life forever. My name is Ragnar Sinikas, and I'm the founder of Startpreneur TV, How to Dominate the Decade talk show, World Women Conference and Awards, the creator of Carl Desk, and the coach of the Changemakers. My mission is to empower through education. And I want to congratulate you because today, by taking the time and investing in yourself, you take the next step in your personal growth. Thank you for doing that. And thank you, obviously, for joining us today. Today, I have the distinct honor to talk with one wonderful person, which I have the honor to also know as a friend, not just an incredible author, speaker, and everything that I'm going to present you. But Juju is a spiritual mentor, transformational speaker, best-selling author, and CEO of businesstuition.com. She is a world-renowned expert on business intuition. So without any further ado, I would love to introduce you, ladies and gentlemen, Juju. So Juju, who is Juju? Tell us your story. Why are you doing what you're doing?
Oh, wow. It's so wonderful to be here. And I just love you so much as a friend, as a mentor, as a leader and a global leader, Ragnar. What you're doing is phenomenal. I'm just honored to participate. I'm just honored to be here and having the pleasure of being as well as your advisor, board advisors. What a pleasure. What an honor. And well, thank you for having me. And a little bit about Juju. You know, we all have names and titles. So my name, I was born as Julie, and my last name is Christopher. But you know what? I decided it's even too long because our name doesn't define us, right? So I said, you know what? My nickname as a child was Juju, and it seems to catch people's attention. It's like, oh, Juju, gives me some Juju, you know? So I kept it as Juju, and it's working, and it's quick and easy, you know? So well, what Juju is all about, I was born in Marseille in the south of France. And I was raised by a single mom, and we actually raised horses. We were gypsies, were the culture of French Moroccan. We have the culture of gypsies, and we lived with horses and creativity, you know. But my mom was a single mom working 3 jobs. And at the end of the day, it was me, my mom, my twin sister, and thank God for my grandmother. She was my rock and my foundation, you know. So, and then so what happens there is that my mom had the mindset of what we call, you know, the poor dad and poor dad and rich dad and poor dad. She was the poor dad, right? But she was the poor mom. And she had this mentality that, well, you know, go to school and get married and have kids and make sure you married somebody who's wealthy, you know. But what happened is when I grew up, actually I was born with something was a little different, and it's tough to explain. It's that I was born with like those abilities, if you will. You know, if you ever seen the Sixth Sense, the movie. Well, I was this little boy, you know, I was talking to dead people by the age of 2 and telling things to people. So I was a little different. And I also was, I had autism. So I really couldn't go to school. I was dyslexic. I couldn't read, I couldn't write. And the only thing that I could make sense to me was creativity, art, and music. Because I found out that each time I could pick up my guitar, by the age of 5, I was already playing music. I felt like a relief. It felt home to me, vibration. And so that was basically the foundation of really what I'm doing today, which is finding out your purpose and let it reveal to you, you know, without learning anything really. For me, it was that. And I had the chance, obviously, to, or the opportunity to have some struggle in my life that by the age of 15, I had to make decision to survive, right? And I'm going to pass the detail because those stories are not very, they're kind of ugly. You know what I'm saying? I don't want, you know, we all have trauma in our lives, but when it's at the early age, 15, by the age of 17, you know, my mother abandoned me. So I actually left I left my country, you know. And so I was going from the south of France, I went to Paris to pursue my musical career. Okay. So by the age of 19, I already toured many places in France, in Europe, as a songwriter. And then from here, more trauma that led me, my intuition led me to move to America. So when I came to America, I came with $50 in my pocket. I didn't speak any English, and I still don't, right? So I didn't speak any English. I had this baby in my back, this guitar right here. I had a luggage, a little tiny luggage that my grandma gave me, and $50 in my pocket. So I was just, if you're watching this, you know, imagine yourself having to go to a different continent, not knowing anyone, not speaking the language. And when you get out of the airport, you have to make this decision saying what? Okay, it's cold. It was in LA, 1 o'clock in the morning in January. I will never forget it, right? And now what? Where do I sleep? Where do I go? Left or right? And it was this basic instinct of survival that led me to amplify who I am today. So really the struggle became my gift. And now I can say that you know, the fears and the struggles are extremely important in the success that we want and the goals that we are after. So that's a little bit of the story. Then I kept on listening, and listening to what? Listening to my heart, listening to my intuition. It took about 4 months, and I started to speak English. And it's very interesting, Ragne, because something happened. I went to sleep one night, didn't speak English, and I dreamt. I had a dream. In my dream, it was a lucid dream. I was speaking English in my dream. And then when I got up that morning, I guess what? I was speaking English. So it must be, now I'm not a doctor, I'm not a scientist, right? It must be something that clicks within yourself. Then once you make a decision to really having the burning desire to learn something, to change a habit, that you have such an extreme, you're like possessed, you know, like you have such a devotion to yourself and to your dream that you want to create that reality, that you know there is no other choice but make the changes because it's your survival. What else are you gonna do? Sleep and die, you know? And so, and you know, there's many experiences and all in between, but this to say what? That each time I listen to my intuition, to my inner voice, doors, little bit at a little time at a time, it opened up. Like being sponsored by someone in business back in California. In this business, they trusted me. They said, we need somebody who's European, because it was a Danish town. And they said, you're the perfect person to what? To host people in the morning, to play music in the morning, do the dishes and blah, blah, blah. But yet, I learned so much skills in business, managing a business, hosting people, communicating. I developed myself to the extent that I found myself in the process, you know? But you got to trust the process. Is that answers the question a little bit of who I am?
It gives us a lot of essence who Juju really is and why you're doing what you're doing. So you mentioned one key word, which was passion, and I really love the idea, and I think whoever you're watching, then you again understand that people that do not allow the circumstances to define them, are the one which can conquer whatever situation the life throws at them. But the thing is that those difficult situations usually grow us, and our biggest growth really lies in those different difficult and really the situations which were like you all know, which when we have the fear almost paralyzing us, like what next now, those are the places that we when we are able to take the next breath and really think, okay, how do I solve it? And if you trust the intuition, which I think today we're going to talk a lot about, that is that the guide which we really, really need to start to trust, and especially women. So, but tell us about your passion, and tell us about your purpose in life.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. There is a birth purpose that at the core of every human is the purpose to awaken. At the core of every human being, our purpose, it's simply to awaken, to wake up, to find out who we are, what we are made for. And so my purpose is beyond the purpose, is beyond understanding, because it's guiding people to go outside of what we consider the learning process, concept, linear thinking. I help entrepreneurs and people all over the world how to make choices and those decisions to really cut yourself from your past, to die from your belief system, the things that you think you are, to discover what you are by finding out. And really it's up to everyone, their own power of authority to find this. So I don't teach it, because if I'm going to teach you something, Ragne, it's going to create what? It's going to create friction. And now you're on the crossroad again to find out, okay, so now I have to let go of what I learned here to learn this, and it becomes a big mess. So instead, my job, because I was very blessed, very early age, to discover who I was. When I found out that I wasn't my thought, I was not this body, I had no fear of death, all these things kind of came out. I realized that entrepreneurs, they're the one who are here to create our reality, in our generation and the next generation. So how about we help them to self-realize through a transformation that is beyond the physical? Because the thing that I know is that every path leads to this spiritual awakening, no matter where we come from, what beliefs we are, religious belief, politics beliefs, all this leads eventually to a truth. So my job is to what? Imagine I have that little lantern, and somebody comes to me with a problem, and I would point them to a door. And when they open the door, they, with their own power of authority, discover that answer. It's much more powerful than me telling them, hey, this is what's going to happen, and do this, that, and the other. But how about they integrate their own teaching of not limiting themselves with their own core, their own power of authority, the things that they already know within themselves. So it's giving them this chance of uncovering a place of knowing, not knowledge, but knowing, so they can have access to their own inner vision. because no one can tell you, Ragne, what it is that you like, don't like, who are you, all this. You only the one who can know that. You have this relationship with your higher self. It's very powerful because it can heal instantly. Boom, it just happens. It is what it is. So in a sense, I'm more than a guide in business, a mentor, but it's opening a vision for those who are seeking a liberation. They want to end a place of suffering. They want to go deeper. They want to go expand their consciousness and raise their consciousness. So in a way, I'm more than a guide, a mentor, but most importantly, I'm a friend. You know, that's what I love, is to connect with souls, and that we can help each other to transform and to ignite and keep igniting and keep raising our consciousness, you know? Did that answer a little bit?
Yes, and actually I've been honored to witness that for the last since March that we have started all those interviews, and I see more and more the shift from the mindset intellect to really, which is based on our previous experience, which is based on everything that we have done before, and now the shift is really on something which we literally rediscover the person that we, as they say, we all are born into greatness, and somehow we go with the flow with the social standards about who should we be and how should we run our life, our business, and all of that. So it's even when we see our school systems, everything is built that way, that we think that to really have the courage to trust ourselves is wrong, because we have been built that way, or the system sort of keeps us going like, okay, this is what you do. You need to be always dependent on your outer world in order to deliver. So the beautiful thing is exactly the emotional intelligence, starting to find ourselves, starting to really understanding that, oops, it's not from out to in, but in to out. And nothing really can, whether you are in search of happiness, whether you are in search of wealth, nothing, absolutely nothing works if it doesn't come from inside. So it's a beautiful way also to start to talk about it, and really to see the awakening and the awareness which is in those fields. And the great part is that it's not only in the personal growth anymore. Now it's in the business field. Really truly understand it, no? So it's beautiful, and I want to thank you for being very open about it and really showing us the both ways, like how you are and how you found the way, and now how you are guiding people through their own journeys with that. So, but let's talk about the secret sauce that you are actually helping the entrepreneurs with Biz Tuition and everything. Basically, I think whatever you are involved is based on that essence, that essence of intuition. Now, so tell us, or share with us some secrets. What would you give to our viewers?
You know, it's like, I mean, can you imagine I'm in LA, not speaking English again, and it's like I'm on the street, right? And here I am, it's me and God, you know, whatever you want to call it, consciousness, universal, but there is a law in the universal law that is the law of unity, and that is intuition. That is that all the cells in your body are actually talking to themselves. And I discovered things along the way. I mean, even as a child, I had a knowing. I was pointing, there's guidance that were pointing me to inside myself, and it was giving me processes. I mean, it was giving me engineering systems to tap into my full potential. It's very powerful. I couldn't even believe it. I mean, I was sitting by the age of 5, sitting in silence, not knowing it was meditation because nobody taught me. And when I realized that was the key, that was the key. When I realized, wait a minute, I had nothing, and I could somehow attract things or people or situation, when I had made the decision to really tap in to those resources, which we all are all wired with. And I'm going to say something because it has to be said, is that everyone has an incredible power of intuition. This is what we are wired with. It's a science within ourselves. It's a model within yourself. Imagine you being the scientist and the lab in the same time. How powerful this is. But we've been locked in this program, this matrix, to think that we're powerless, to think that we're not good enough, to think that that our thoughts defines us, to think that our belief system defines us. Once you crack the code, which I have, and now that I share, is that there is this divine source of infinite potential within yourself that you can tell I'm passionate about it, that it's like you really tap into beyond the intellect, and there is a source of a library of all information that is a knowing that's within you, and we all have it. It's intuition. This intuition is the dialogue between you and divine source. My job is to help you to align with this, which is a vibration, that you are able to hear the voice. Because a lot of people are what? Confused between, and that's what my job is. Okay, is this in my head intuition, imagination? What is this? What I feel in my belly, the gut thing, is this intuition? You know, so again, it's like tapping in to a place of consciousness that is not your gut. Can we be clear with this? Your gut feeling is important, because if you had a bear chasing your ass, excuse my French, you're running for your life. That's your gut feeling. That is fear. And fear will help you to stay alive. But that's not intuition. That is a part of it. But intuition really starts to rise up into the heart, into the place which is, you know, your rising of Kundalini, your pineal gland, your, you know, your infinite potential. So there is very simple way that you could, if you're listening to this, actually I wrote this, I think it's in a book or somewhere around. If you were to like be here and now, let's say if you're watching this, you're at home and you're being here and now, and you wanted to find out what is intuition and what is not. Simple, it's like a little trick, okay? It's quick and it kind of does the job. And actually I do it when I speak to the audience, so everybody can catch it, can catch the vision of what it feels like. So let's say you're at home and I'm asking you, okay, do this exercise with me, play along, and you'll notice what it feels like, what is intuition and not. So let's do it. You want to do it with me, Ragni?
Sure.
Okay. All right. So
I can't escape anywhere.
So Ragni, let's say you're the entrepreneur I'm working with this month, and it's like maybe the first time you meet me, and yeah, and I say, okay, let's just go down to to the meat of it, right? And let's say you're gonna be relaxed with me. Take a couple of nice deep breaths, relax your shoulders, and then close your eyes. And we're not gonna do that very long, but this is just very quick exercise to kind of to have a guidance. So you're gonna close your eyes, you're gonna deep breath in through your nose, exhale through your mouth a couple of times. And as you do this, you gather your intention and your energy in your heart space. Just be here with me as you follow my voice. Be here and now. Good. Your place is you're sitting down, your legs are uncrossed, and your feet are both on the ground. Your hands can be just settled on your knees or your lap, palms up or down. It's just what it is that makes you feel comfortable to you. And just keep being here right now. And all you're doing is just kind of listening to my voice right now. That's all you're just bringing your mind to this continuity of just listening to my voice. There's nothing else to do. Good. So I'm gonna take you to a place when you were a child. So let's say Ragne is about 8 years old right now, even 5. Pick an age when you were small, like a little kid, okay, a little girl, and it's Christmas time. And it's Christmas time, and you can't wait to open your gift. And you have been waiting for that one gift for a long time. You've dreamed about it. Can't wait. It's Christmas. Then you open your box and you're so excited. You're so excited because you have found in this box the very thing that you wanted. And you're just, just joyful, so excited. You get that box, you get the doll you wanted, you start playing with it. And then this is what happened. Someone comes, take that doll away from your body, take it away from your hands, and they tell you that you can't have it, and they take it away from you. Now, I just wanted to pause and just kind of settle with that feeling. How does that feel?
I would fight back.
Okay.
I would not give it back.
Right, right. What is the emotion that comes with it?
It's mine.
Okay. Is it fear? Is it anger?
Is it more like justice? Like it's not fair.
Okay. But let's say you in that situation as you were a kid, remember, and you're like,
remember that I grew up in the Soviet Union.
correct.
We didn't have toys.
No, there is no
And if
toy.
you got one toy, you would be guarding it like it was your life.
So for you, let's say it's something that you don't even have to close your eyes because you're so aware. Let's say it's something that you always wanted, and whatever that is, and it's been taken away from you. What does the body does at that point? How does the body goes?
Well, it contracts obviously for the first because it's the emotion also. What next should I, and what should my reaction be? And obviously the brain immediately goes to the previous experience, and if you don't have, then you just impulsively will do something which you're like, after that most probably would say, how did I end up doing this, or what, like why? You know?
Yeah, it's very good answer. It's very cool because everyone is going to have a different answer. Obviously, we're all unique and different. And what you expressed was, again, the sensation more into the belly of this contraction and being not at ease.
Yeah,
it's very quick. And intuition is not something to think about. Otherwise, it's obviously defeats the purpose. So yeah. It's this contraction of you're feeling, you're contracting everything. Your heart contracts, your blood pressure rise up. It's this really this feeling of this ease, because it's in a headspace. Do you understand? It's in a headspace. It's not at ease. So now let's do this. Inhale. Now visualize you being, living your dream, or even perhaps even being in a vacation, laying on the beach, or something that Ragne really loves doing, what Ragne is passionate about doing. Just seeing yourself maybe on, I'm not going to take it away from you, but just see yourself doing something that you are absolutely in your bones passionate about. How does that feel?
Liberating.
There you go. Liberation of the mind. So what you described was intuition. And intuition is a place that is space, and there's no restriction. It's liberating and it's expansion. So there's just a little exercise when you think, okay, is this my, my head talking to me? Is this intuition? If your body shrinks, it's not intuition. Does that make sense? And you might be running for your life, and that's a very good thing. It's the basic instinct, but it's not intuition. Because a lot of time we feel like, well, if I'm right on my intuition, it means what? That I'm going to do the right thing. And I'm here to say what? Your intuition is also going to point you to the things that are not right for you, so you can wake up out of it. So intuition doesn't mean to always have the right answer, because there is no such a thing as having the right answer, because eventually you will end up exactly where you need to be, doing and learning the lesson that you need to learn. It's how to be in alignment with that inner vision and trusting that it is your intuition and acting on it, because this is what we do as humans. We learn so much from the books that we forgot who we are and experience who we are. So when something says, oh, I feel like this is really right, I feel it. However, everyone else is telling me the opposite. Well, so I'm gonna go with what they're saying, only to discover a month later that the very thing that you needed to do is to listen to that voice, because you realize what? That you ended up in a very bad situation. You're like, my intuition was right, but I didn't listen. I didn't act on it. So if you don't act on intuition, it's not intuition, it's more like a curse, You got to act on intuition in order to work. You got to do it. You got to have the confidence to do it. And I'm giving you the confidence to do it, because I built my entire life on intuition. Every single thing that I do, talk to people, being on Shark Tank, having the business that I have, the music that I'm writing, the book, everything is based on my intuition. Absolutely everything. No matter how much people tell me, well, this is, you really shouldn't go down that road. I listen to them, but I'm going to listen to my heart. That is my master. This is my mentor. You know what I'm saying? This is who I respond to.
Yes, for sure. I think with Julie or Juju, we could be here for hours and we still would learn so much, but nevertheless, to respect the time that people are coming to listen to us, then Julie, what are your 3 recommendations how to dominate the decade?
Well, first of all, I wanted to tell you, thank you for having me part of your organization and your community, because what you're doing was really merging the divine sacred feminine in the world, in business, within mindsets, and this unity. I mean, if there is something to say, is that there's no one human being ever that would survive without a community. It does not happen, okay? And now today, Ragne, is the perfect time for your community to really empower others. Perfect divine timing. So I would say that unity is the force behind what you do, how you empower others, how to give your others a voice, like you're giving me a voice today, a chance to be seen, a chance to be heard, a chance to unite with other beautiful human light being, light warriors, business owners, CEOs, entrepreneurs, sacred divine feminine. I mean, it's like you have found a way to embellish all that we are in one place. So dominate the decade would be get involved with a community like yours, get ready to rise up into the occasion and to bring forth your talent, your uniqueness, and give to grow. You know, that's what you do. I see you give and everyone grows. You know what I'm saying? So that's really, really powerful. It's so powerful.
Up to that moment that I usually tell people to write down, and if they didn't, to go back to the video and take their paper and pen. And I was so fascinated how you said it. So I need to go back to the video and I need to write down. So beautifully said. And I think if we all really apply that to our lives, we can really be the change makers in our communities and truly empower people that do not have the voice and the choice. Julie, if someone wants to follow you, if someone now is very curious about the book that we didn't have much time to talk about, how can they find you? How can they follow you?
Oh, sure. So basically, I mean, it's just really easy. I'm in a lot of places. I'm everywhere, but it's so easy. Go ahead and you can find me on my website. I mean, it's biztuition.com, biztuition.com. And then you even have, when you go there, there's like a little button, you can even call me and we can do a 10-minute free assessment if you want to know more about your purpose or discovering your on your higher path. I'm here. I'm just a servant in leadership to humanity. I don't know what else to say about that. I'm just here to absolutely help everyone that crossed my path along the way. And there's no coincidence. If there's a feeling that you're like, oh my gosh, I want to talk to Juju, you just call me. You know what I'm saying? Like, just find a way. It's on my biztuition.com. Thank you for sharing that, Ragne. And the book and the CD, I mean, it is what it is. You know, you're all welcome to visit me at any time. Now, remember, I'm also a board of advisor of this young lady, Ragne. So you're going to see me anyway.
Exactly. So World Women Conference and Awards is really happy to have a board of advisors as elevated and enlightened as Julie Christopher is. So I want to thank you. I want to thank you, Julie, for taking the time and really investing in our community with all your knowledge, with all the light and all the wisdom that you shared today. And also you that you're watching this, thank you for taking the time to grow yourself, to invest in your personal growth. And if you didn't, as I mentioned, if you didn't make any notes, go back to this video and take notes. But more than just taking the notes, take the action on them. By doing that, you become the hero of your own life. But you can become the hero in someone else's life. How? Share the video, because we never know when there's people that need to know and need to hear the message and the story that Julie, coming from totally different country, not speaking the language, and she's in front of us, and she made it, no? Didn't she? So become the hero of your life and in someone else's life. I will see you in next episodes. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.